What's up, everybody? Welcome to A Kinda Funny Reacts. We, of course, are watching the big game spot for Marvel Studios Disney Plus.
I hate they can't use Super Bowl.
Here's what I'm going to say.
I hate that. It's so stupid.
NFL, you're one of the most progressive organizations we know. Open to all sorts of ideas and copyright. Just let it go. Let people use Super Bowl. You fucking cowards.
You won. You fucking won.
And one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/deducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hey, Greggy.
Hey, the glue, Kevin Coelho.
What's up, dude?
Still wearing that flannel. I like a lot.
It's very warm.
It is. I like it over there. The Hispanic heartthrob, Andy Cortez.
I haven't fallen asleep since the big game. Huge game.
You're just wired off the giant game.
Yeah.
And rounding it out for one of the final times in glasses.
It's true.
Forbes 30 under 30, a.k.a. the second best Baby Blues. Or no, the first best Baby Blues, a.k.a.
Blind
the trimmed
Fury.
beard one. Your beard looks good today.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
calling you Laser Eyes or Blind Fury from
Blind
now on.
Fury
I
is
mean,
catching
let's
on
impose
for
it.
the thing.
Laser
I am impressed though that like the rest of the world has just accepted the big game. They're just like, we're gonna call it the big game spot.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be in on this big game. Good for you.
Well, it's because they know the NFL will steal their children. Roger Goodell will come for your firstborn if you say Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What's the XFL going to call their game?
Oh, the $1 million game at the end again. Yeah, it worked so well the first time.
There we
right?
go. But this is a big
2
deal.
decades
The
ago.
MCU Disney Plus lineup saw a lot more than we expected. I feel like
Unexpected, or was this expected? Because I didn't know
this
it
was
coming.
unexpected until 2 days ago. 2 days ago, there started to be some rumblings on the
Murmurings.
Murmurings. You know, murmurings.
The internet was a
Exactly.
whisper.
It's like a
Being
heart.
like, oh, we're gonna get a
It's like
Captain
Namor talking to fish down there.
Falcon and Winter Soldier tease. But nobody really expected we were also going to see WandaVision and definitely not Loki.
Yeah.
But we did. Let's check it out again. 30 seconds.
Already amazing.
Yeah. This is when I freaked out.
It's time.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Goosebumps already. Bacon guy?
This looks so awesome. And I have no idea what's going on with it.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Hell
It's so-
yeah.
It's perfect. It's 30 seconds of so much of little things that just add up that, like, if you know this stuff, it's like, oh, this is lots of reasons to be excited.
Really good
Like,
stuff.
it could just have literally been Falcon taking the shield and just hurling it, and that's it. And I
Totally.
would be unbelievably hyped. Like, that was just that first shot of him, like, just trying to chop a
great.
tree down with Captain America's shield is just perfect.
shield.
8 out of 10
shield,
nipple rating right now.
Wow.
Like,
Now-
wow, I'm half mast right
I was
now.
talking to Kevin about this. I love
More
the
than half.
subtlety of this opening shot where it's just like they're playing with the letterboxing of aspect ratios of being like, this is going from TV or from movie to TV. Like, we're going full screen for this. Like, we're seeing MCU in a way that we haven't really seen before, which is the full screen aspect ratio.
Well, technically, Avengers was.
Avengers 1 did.
That's fair.
Even though it's really awkward looking.
You guys are
to look
such
back
dorks.
now.
I never in
Yeah.
a million years would have noticed that.
That's cool though,
You
right?
Losers.
It's super dope, man. I love seeing like the different look of this.
But more importantly, though, like the look, you mean aspect ratio, yes, but the look of them looks really, really good.
For the most part. I'm usually not the guy. It's usually you that's just like, I didn't look that good. That football stadium shot looked like
Let's see
TV.
it again.
Go
I
back
wanna
to
see it
this.
again.
Do you
Get back to
understand what's going on here? Because somebody tweeted me being like, "Oh, if you're about to do this," I think it was Charles Jacobson, who was like that.
That's U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
So U.S. Agent is the knockoff Captain America that the
Okay.
government instilled. They're like, if you're
Awesome.
not going to do the shit we want,
Gotcha.
we're going to have our own guy. Now,
Okay.
there's a lot of implications here. He has the shield.
He has a shield.
He does have a shield. I imagine
It looks a lot
You
like
bought it at Party City.
part of the
Yeah.
plot, I imagine, is going to be the government getting involved and not letting Sam be Captain America.
But more importantly,
I think it's going to be that they install this Joker or whatever, and Sam has the real shield, and this guy's got some knockoff shield, and they get in a fight, and the real shield breaks the fake shield, and it turns out this guy was a Hydra all along, and he's Gary Shambling.
We'll
Whoa.
see. We'll
But
see.
more importantly, the flugelhorn down there,
Yeah.
all the way to
Shit.
third, is not matching the angle of the rest of the trumpets. That's
Yeah.
going to get points off when it comes to the actual tournament.
How many
So they need to
points,
really
Nick?
that's at least 2-3 points off
Yeah,
right there.
I
So you
agree.
think this
I
shot
agree.
That's
was
the difference between
terrible,
first
is what
place
you're
and second place. Right
And
there.
no, I'm not
Which is
saying
bad.
I'm not saying it looks terrible.
Throw it back up.
It looks
mean,
fine.
like,
It's just it has more of a TV vibe than an MCU movie.
Well,
Really?
this looks like a college football game to me.
Yeah, that's what I
High
was
school.
thinking. This is high school or
high school,
college.
yeah.
Yeah, sure, but I'm like, look
big
at the
high
lights in
school.
the back. Like, just
Crappy
look,
college.
right? This doesn't look, and also this is not finished, right? Like, this is like
Yeah.
very, very early at this point, but still,
I
I'm
will
just
say
saying,
this,
like,
though.
this shot stood out to me as like
That's
a,
not America's ass for sure.
yeah, it's
God,
not.
no,
America's
that's
ass.
like maybe Kansas's ass. or something.
No.
Let's go back though. Can you go back to the shot where he's dropping the bullets?
Fucking
this
bacon
shot-
guy,
He's
baby.
owning
looks-
Bacon Guy.
This looks great.
Because look, he's like, I could kill you. I'm Sebastian Stan.
Look how good Sebastian
He looks
Stan
good.
Yeah, the
God
short hair
damn.
really
And then he's like, you
And
know
then
what? I
this
won't
looks
kill you. I'll show you the
fantastic.
bullets I could have killed you with, you
Yeah.
idiot. Bacon Guy. You want some
What's up,
black
Bacon
coffee
Guy?
and bacon?
Bacon Guy is back, man. This,
Hell yeah,
this
Bacon
is
Guy's
so
back.
rad. I love
Very
this.
Zemo, right?
It's kind of
Yeah.
like Captain America 4, like the show without
Yeah.
Captain America.
Like,
Still,
you know, what are the implications there? Who's Bacon Guy working with? That's what I'm excited
Ham
about.
guy.
Wow.
oh, dude, Breakfast
English
time.
muffin guy.
This
They're
got
gonna make
moved
something
up too, right, Tim? Wasn't it?
It did get moved
Okay.
up. Yeah, originally it was going to be
Next year.
No, it was going to be this
fall,
year.
and now it's-
WandaVision was going to be next year. WandaVision got moved up to this year, but because of that, this got pushed. They're still being vague about it, but it seems closer to an August release date than
Nice.
originally people were thinking more of like October. Bear, can you just go from the beginning? Let's just go through all of it. Yeah, so we have obviously
People are
super
gonna be
awesome.
pissed he's killing trees. First off, that's
He's not killing trees. He's helping them
now.
grow.
But is there anything more American than just a wanton disregard for the
for
public's
nature, for the
nature?
environment? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so rad.
God,
Fuck
him
this
is
tree.
Anthony Mackie.
Look at that.
Where is he? Is he in the bayou down here?
Looks like
Louisiana?
it.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know. Where could this be?
I mean, that looks like Louisiana to me.
Yeah, it looks like the South somewhere.
Get Brendan on the phone and describe it and tell me, and then he can tell.
That's what he usually used to say
Thank
it
you.
was. Now
Then
again,
we got
squirrel
these
suits
guys.
always fun.
Yeah.
Always
Oh, they're having a great time.
Like
right
that
Yeah.
that could just be somebody's GoPro footage. I don't even know.
now.
if
Who
it's
is that?
from
Is
the
that
show.
who is that?
That looks like
Bucky?
Sebastian
Bucky,
Stan.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
why has
no,
he got
it's
two?
shooting
He's
at
got
him.
two hands.
Because he's got two guns.
Oh,
He's
you're
got two
right.
hands.
I mean, I'm serious. One,
Yeah,
he has
wait.
two flesh-colored hands.
Yeah.
It's not Bucky.
And also, he wouldn't be shooting
point.
at him.
Good
But there we
point.
go, the new Falcon suit.
Oh, is it different?
Yeah.
What's different?
I
about
can
it?
never
Just,
tell
you know.
the difference in the Falcon suit.
Okay, yeah, I see it. I guess, yeah.
Like my
Ditch
thing is
that
that, like
shit.
all of these shots, and granted, of course, they're probably picking the most hype shots that are the most finished effect shots for this thing because this is a pretty big deal to show this the first time. But I think this looks great.
Yeah, it
and then we
does.
get to WandaVision.
This
Oh.
right here, this is what got me the most.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm excited about this show, but like this, like ratcheted me up to another level. Where it's like the tone of this show seems so weird. And fun.
They are experimenting,
Yeah.
man.
So jumping
for
through
them,
this,
man.
there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, the different eras of
TV,
sitcoms,
yeah,
but
yeah.
also she's different levels of pregnant.
Yeah.
So we see her pregnant. Then later in a shot, we see her with two cribs.
Yeah.
And in another shot on the refrigerator, you see like kids' names on the stuff, and there's a B and a T for Billy and Tommy,
Oh.
who are her kids,
I
her
didn't
twins.
catch that.
You'll see it in the show, but
Yeah.
cool stuff happens. But the vibe of this is just perfect. They're just
also,
nailing it.
seeing her in her costume,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's
OG Scarlet Witch
really
costume.
cool.
So what do you think
everybody
happens here?
wanted to
She's
see.
stuck in TV. She just, her and her brother watched a lot of American sitcoms, and she's in her weird Wanda daydream with it.
Pretty much.
She's communicating through the Soul Stone.
But yeah, this is an interesting thing of like, she
That's
might be
broken, I
stuck
know.
here, but is what she creating actually becoming reality because of
Yeah.
how she's like considered one of the most like strongest
Powerful
like
mutants, yeah.
mutants. So like, what are the implications
She
here
would
of
have
what's
worked
going
down
on here?
his ass immediately, but then he had to call for everybody to fire down.
What do you
Yeah.
call it?
Yeah, the
Rain
movie was
fire!
over. The movie was over, yeah.
But
Scott
people-
Derrickson, the director, or former director, the
Scott
director
Derrickson.
of Doctor Strange, former director of Doctor Strange 2, tweeted today. It was just like, "Yo, WandaVision's about to be some shit."
Yeah.
But
It's
it's
just cool. He's like,
It'd be
still
really cool if
being
that like
positive
that
about it.
house is her own little dimension where she goes in, everything's black and white, and like maybe this moment here is where there's a break in the reality that she's creating.
Yeah.
And
Well, if
then
you go forward,
goes
like,
back in
right,
it.
yeah, because like Vision's talking to her.
God bless the 80s right
Reminds you
here.
of Roseanne, yeah.
And but what's cool about this is that I can't automatically like figure out what the take is on this.
Yeah.
Which means that they're actually trying to do something cool and unique and using the
she's
space
pregnant.
of streaming services to explore that weirdness that they probably wouldn't be able to do in the movies. Like you imagine if this was a movie, it would be like maybe like 20 minutes of a movie.
Yeah.
You know, where she's trapped in this thing, in this reality.
The other thing
Alternate
too is the
reality.
casting for the show. Like we know there's a lot of weird MCU tie-ins. We got Darby from Thor. We got Darcy. What's her name?
Darcy sounds.
Darcy's right.
We got the dude from the cop from Ant-Man.
Oh
The
shit.
dad?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
The guy.
Park.
Yeah, Randall
Randall
Park.
Park. God, I love
He's
it.
like,
Yeah.
do you
Oh,
want to
really?
hang out? Or
And there was one other one that's like just like a random like what the hell, like they're from the MCU, but like how is this all going to connect? Interesting stuff. Then yeah, here we have U.S. Agent doing the
This, I'll be honest, this got me a lot more hyped than I was when I first saw the trailer for The Mandalorian. Because this, to me, like this looks like okay, this might be a cool little extension of what or Falcon and Winter Soldier looks like a cool extension of what the movie universe could be. WandaVision looks like they're taking it in a completely bananas,
Different
bonkers, different direction.
interpretation,
I get
There you
weird
go.
Black Mirror vibes. I get weird, like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on vibes. Obviously, they're tugging at my heartstrings with the Family Ties set they got going on right there.
Well,
I'm
it's,
totally
well,
in.
it's funny because you say that, but I look at it and I see so many different sets, right? The door reminds me of Full House.
Yeah.
The stairs Family Ties had the stairs like you're talking about too. But this reminds me of Step by Step. Like they're
There's
they're
Growing
totally
Pains,
they're
there's
totally in that
Roseanne,
moment of
yeah.
like we're gonna get on every one of the levels.
But also, I mean, kudos to Paul Bettany and to what's her
Elizabeth
name?
Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen for just like
Totally,
they're back,
man.
they're here,
They
they're committed
look
to
so
this.
good.
This is so cool.
I mean,
Just
all
taking
of
a
them,
dump
right?
truck
Anthony
full of
Mackie.
money. They deserve
and
a
Sebastian
round of
Stan.
applause.
To be fair, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, like this is a perfect project for them because they were always overshadowed by the actual A crew, like the actual like A-list Hollywood actors. So it's nice. It's nice to have them have their own show, and we'll see what that space looks
I would
like.
love like this really cool spy thriller TV show. Like, what if we saw the 24 and the MCU version of 24, or like one of these really good sort of espionage, action, crime dramas or whatever? I think it's gonna be awesome.
6 episodes.
At the very least, though, what we're going to get is Anthony Mackie struggling with this concept of like being Captain America, and that in and of itself is a question that I want to see answered. How is he going to grapple with that? How is he going to step into those big shoes that he can't fill? We see him like playing, like practicing with the shield. Like, what's that going to be? That to me is like, hey, we've got a question that I actually legitimately want to see answered. Let's watch 6 episodes of this.
And you're talking about Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. Like, oh, that's the right level for them here. But then I love that they're just like, fuck it, Tom Hiddleston. We're showing him too.
Oh,
Like,
fuck yeah.
Loki is happening,
Let's go to
even though
Loki.
I don't expect that
We
to
get
be
so
until
little of
next
that
year.
too.
Can you go frame by frame right here, Barrett, to all the different logo iterations for Loki?
I was talking to my wife. This is awesome how they did that.
Wow.
It's comma and period, I think, to go frame by frame. Okay.
That looks
If you hit,
cool.
this is cool.
Yeah, in motion, this is a lot cooler than as a still, and like feel like seeing it move around. That like
You kind of get the vibe of what they're going for. You know, it's just
everything.
chaotic.
Yeah.
I feel like they gave us also just enough of like Loki at the end, where it's like, hey, his tone is still crazy as shit. This isn't the Loki from the last Thor movie.
Yeah, this is Avengers bad guy Loki. So he has a TVA on his shirt. TVA is the Time Variance Authority. They're a fictional organization, a group of timeline monitors that appear in Marvel Comics. The TVA claims responsibility for monitoring the multiverse and can prune timelines if they're deemed too dangerous to exist.
That's
How do you get hired there?
Bullshit, man.
You got to work at Funhouse first.
What's the hiring like sort of process there?
Sorry, yeah. You go through there, then you leave, and then you go over for Bruce.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
There we go.
I love this. I think just seeing one shot of him, you remember how fun Tom Hiddleston is as Loki. Well, this is the show I'm probably least looking forward to, but
really why?
I don't know. I don't know too much about it, and to
I
me, it's
love
not
Loki, okay.
immediately obvious like what it might be. So I don't know.
Well, it's him
I mean,
experimenting in now a defunct timeline, right? So like that's awesome. Period of like that's gonna be the one that I think can take the craziest,
Can make it nutso.
like what actually happens with that one stone removed and him having, and how does that fuck everything up? Let alone if they're getting into the TVA stuff, we're gonna get a glimpse at a whole bunch of different timelines. You assume,
yeah.
crazy.
What a time
Cameos.
to be alive,
That's so
man.
cool.
Yeah, totally.
Superman.
We know we're gonna get cameos from. And I imagine even in WandaVision. I imagine even in. I keep saying Captain and Winter Soldier, but Falcon and Winter Soldier. I guess it is Captain.
Well, for
Yeah,
sure, in this
Falcon.
you're going to get a ton of cameos, right?
Yeah,
If you
but
spread
I
out
think that
timelines.
even in Winter Soldier, like there's gonna be a couple big surprises.
I hope we get less cameos in that, and it's more like what you're saying. This like 24. Like I feel like the last what was it, Winter Soldier, right? That had Zima in it.
Zemo.
Zemo. Like
mean
I feel
Zemo.
like that
Thinking
sets
that.
such a
Molson
good
Ice.
tone, and I hope that they can capture that again and continue with it, especially 6 episodes.
Yeah.
That's not that much, so it doesn't feel like. Hopefully, it doesn't have a bunch of filler crap.
I'm thinking like I'm not talking about like cameos left and right. I just think that it being their first show, first MCU show on Disney Plus, I think they're going to want to have some big moment that people are like, well, fuck this. I have to watch these shows just like you have to watch the movies.
Well, I think with that, like, that's not necessarily cameos. I think that, like, I hope they have like big things that matter to the MCU.
Big tie-in story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, for me, it would be less about hey, we need a wow moment to sell people, and more about hey, we're telling a cool story that just happens to evolve this character, and guess what? We can get that character. We can get Robert Downey Jr. to potentially come in and just play this quick role that really
That's what I'm talking
legitimizes
Yeah.
the whole series, as opposed to like when there was stuff. I mean, I didn't watch obviously all
Agents of
of
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of Shield, but
Yeah.
when there were those moments, it just felt cheap. In this, it just needs to feel organic, and it needs to feel like it's just
Totally.
a nice extension of the storytelling.
It feels a lot more legitimized where they can say this storyline is really important to the main story, and I know you moviegoers are going to say that's just a TV show, but this is actually really important.
And the fact they have Paul Bettany to me is like that's just
Wimbledon's
amazing.
Tom, whatever, Bettany.
Paul,
Yeah,
Tom Bettany.
also-
Hi, I'm Tom Bettany.
I think it's really interesting that we're
I'm not
getting
British at all.
Winter Soldier first, or
Yep.
then we're getting. Now they have a little more flexibility with WandaVision, where it's like they can play a little bit more with like, is she creating a like mini dimension or something? And
Doctor
then
Strange.
once we get to Loki, that's where it's like, all right, like the rules have kind of been set up, and like this isn't another timeline completely.
The
It's
rules
like,
are there are no rules.
exactly.
Forget
yeah.
Everything you know.
I hope
So,
we see a cameo
they-
from Paul Rudd, and congrats to Paul Rudd and his team winning the big game last night. Big Chiefs fan, Paul Rudd.
You can call it the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just can't put it in a
We're
title.
not afraid to get
Got
it.
it.
Are they all 6 episodes?
Have we tried it?
They
Have
haven't
we put it?
officially announced
We'll
all of
start
the
playing
I
it.
hope
runtimes.
they're all
Yeah.
6 episodes. I
Yeah,
really do.
me too.
It's perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for much more on the Disney Plus MCU shows on Screencast and in these live reactions and everywhere on Kind of Funny and in MCU in review. But for now, we have to shoot Suicide Squad.
Let's talk about a
for
superior
DCU.
product, Suicide Squad.
Hey,
Oscar
Oscar winning.
winning.
Oscar winning Suicide Squad.
all those-
Until
Thank
next
you.
time,
Thank you.
love you,
Yeah.
bye.
Blobs.